Hey guys, welcome to Scoot in the Bag. Today we're going to be doing some work on this machine here. The plan for today, give me a second. So the plan for today is to install this guy onto this machine right here. What is this? Well, it is an FM radio with MP3 player and alarm. So for this project, I'll be using my little makeshift test light since I don't have a proper one. Probably should invest in one, shouldn't I? An array of tools, sockets and such. Oh, and I will need a screwdriver. I'll get one after or in a moment. And some hex heads, or Allen keys, if you will. Screwdrivers, also cool. So the first thing I'll need to do is to remove my front plastics. There are a couple of screws, or pardon me, one screw under there. It has to come out. And there's a couple behind there as well. And then there's some screws along here that have to come out as well, plus one on top, and same with the other side. So, guess I'm gonna have to do some more work. Gotta pull this coolant reservoir off too. Now bear in mind, folks, your bike may not be anywhere near as difficult as mine to do this on. Okay, so now that this thing is out of the way, this guy here is the on-off switch or ignition switch for the bike. And we have this array of wires. I only need to use one, and just find a ground for the audio system. And I mean, it's best not to assume things, but I'm gonna go out on a limb here and assume that this is my live wire, this red wire, which is, for whatever reason, being piggybacked to a black wire. Not sure why, doesn't matter, it still works. So we're just gonna pull back some of this tape and just test on that, make sure. Let's resume here. So I'm going to remove this little bit of black tape here. Grab my homemade test light, which I've already tested to make sure that it worked. I wonder if that's why it's called a test light. You know, you have to test it to make sure it works before you use it. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. So I pulled you in a bit closer here. So, first of all, yeah, I did put these back in there after taking this guy out. Just so I don't lose them. I'm bad for that. So anyway, I'm gonna grab my unit and we're gonna test on it. So I'm just gonna remove some of this insulation on these wires here. Red is positive, obviously. Black is always negative. Which is funny because on most two-wheel vehicles, green is negative. I'm gonna use one of the speakers that came with it. Put it there for a moment. And screw it up there. Well, hopefully it's fine. Okay, so to recap, I've bored the ground from this spot here, and I'm using this red as my live or hot, which is 12 volts all the time. So now for the test. And I've also plugged in, and I've also plugged in the speaker. Alright, so she seems to work. So, part one. You know, guys, I just noticed, for the longest time, while doing this year, I had you guys sitting kind of like that. What the heck kind of handiwork is this? Anyway, there we go. I'm just going to do one more quick test on this before I finalize my wiring. So So the other test is to make sure that what I did here doesn't interfere with my ignition. Cool. Perfect. So I think what I'm going to do here, I'm going to leave this part here well off alone. Instead, I'm going to pull back some insulation off of here, and I'll tap into that. Perfect. So I'll grab my red wire here, and we'll just wrap it 500,000 times around there. I know in the comments you're all saying, use solder, use solder. I know I should use solder. I don't have any. I know, get some. I'm sure this will work fine. I've actually done this many times, so I have yet to have a problem. Of course, watch. I say that now, and I'll have a problem. Okay, so I got my positive 12 volt hot set up. Now I'm going to do my negative. I'm going to use these guys here. Yep, that'll work. Just like so. I'm going to add some of that. Give me a second. What I have. It's not. Oh well. It's only a ground. I was going to add a piece of heat shrink to that, but I don't have any. I thought I did. There, it seems to be holding pretty good. Add some tape to that. And heat shrink would be better, but oh well, this'll do. All right. So when I assemble all this, I remember to put my ground behind there, behind there, so it'll make contact. So I think what I'll do is actually maybe we'll do it right now while I'm thinking of it. There's a thought, dummy. Wait, just noticed. Exposed wire. Gotta fix that. Dummy. That'll hold for now. Okay, so now let's do this. Here we go. You just noticed that I didn't get behind, so I'll do it now. That's, yeah, that's okay. Okay, so that part is done. There's my ground. Yes, almost forgot that. pretty important. There we go. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Here I'm wondering why it wasn't working. Not hooked up. Dummy.
What?
Well, that's interesting. Guess I'm hunting for a different ground. Let's try right here. There we go.
Alert on. Alert on.
It works. Okay, so now that we have the electrical out of the way, now I've got to figure out how to run the wires for the speakers. The way this thing is set up, the speakers are mounted to the mirror stems. That's what I call them. And yeah, so I got to run the wires somehow through here to come down through here. Not sure how easy that's going to be, but we'll see what happens. Come on. Bastard. That be it? Nope. Oh, I think I got it. Aha. Well, me, one. Bikes, zip. Awesome. So now what we're going to do is find a spot to mount this thing so it'll be easy to access whenever I need to service it. So I'm thinking maybe right here. Yeah, that looks perfect. So we'll just clean up this spot here. Dry it off best we can, and we'll mount it. Thinking before I finalize the mounting of this, I should probably do a dry fit of the nose piece on this thing. Here goes nothing. Well, that sucks. Guess I'm gonna have to get a tad more creative. So before I get too crazy, I'm gonna try and fit it right here before mounting it and see what happens. Oops. Get this thing out of the way. Here's hoping. I think that'll work. Yep. Perfect. Although I don't like about that, that makes it not very easy to service. Time to brainstorm. Okay, so I think what I'll have to do here is, for the time being, since I don't have any two-way tape to stick it there, just have to use some screws and just mount it here for now via screws. And then later, I'll get some tape and taper down. So off camera, I'm going to install these brackets onto the bottom of these speakers. That you don't really need to watch, so we'll just kind of get beyond that and go from there. And there we have her. Remote. Hit play, it turns on the radio. Just takes a moment.
FM 10. If we break up, I don't wanna be friends.
Not bad. I also found out that this thing also has Bluetooth, so when I get a chance, I will sync this thing up with my phone. But for now, that's all she wrote. This beast is done. For today, anyways. Hey, fellow Scootheads. So thanks a lot for tagging along while I get my wires crossed. I almost made a bad joke there, even worse than that one. So, anyways, yeah, I had fun working on this thing. I actually for the most part, I really enjoy doing wiring on these things, especially audio, because I'm a big music buff. So, anyways, I hope that you were able to learn from my project here. Anyways, just like to add that whenever you're doing things like this, definitely want to have a wiring diagram. It makes it a lot easier. It takes away from the guesswork. But yeah, anyways, that's it for me. You all take care. Be safe out there, and we'll catch you in the next one.